the vertical is more power. What is axis? Axis is 180 horizontal. So that means it's with the rule. Because in the vertical, they have more blur. So you can see in the vertical, they have more blur than the horizontal. Then let's talk about this one. This patient, the same like this one. We call that simple hyperometropia. Why? Because it's one after the projected horizontal, they write perfectly focus on the retina. So to cope this image, in the horizontal, you can see very clear image. However, in the vertical, they focus behind of the retina, right? In the vertical, they have more blur. So what is the axis? Vertical, 180. So this one we call that with the rule, right? Let's see this. This we call the mixed astigmatism. Why we call the mixed? Mixed means one is myopia, one is hyperopia, right? So in the horizontal, they are myopia, which is close to the retina, make it less blur. Vertical actually is hyperopia, a little bit far behind the retina. So is vertical is more blur. So this is called a mixed astigmatism. Let's see the simple myopic astigmatism. Simple myopic astigmatism similar to this. However, in one axis is focused on the retina. Horizontal part, which is focus in front of the retina, make it more blur. So the image is like this. We call the simple myopia astigmatism, right? And the compound myopic, because like this one is in front, one is even more worse. So there was both sides in the getting the horizontal, the vertical, and the horizontal, they both, but in the horizontal, they have more power. So in horizontal, they have more blur, right? So this is that is a different type of the compound hyperopic mixed astigmatism, simple astigmatism. Now, as a optometry student, today you will writing your first prescriptions in your life. So before we write prescriptions, we need to talk and writing like a professional optometrist. Here is the prescriptions, the paper you are going to write for your patients. And the patients will take your prescriptions and they go to the glasses shop or contact lens shop to making the real glasses. So therefore, as a doctor, you need to understand what is meaning. The first and the most important, I want to talk to my student, all right? In our optometry, especially our student, never ever making wrong right eyes to the left eyes. This is extremely important. Extremely important. Number one, every time when you contact your student, especially before you write your prescription or give any treatment to your patients, identifies once or twice in the clinical. Normally, I will check 3 times with nurse, myself, with nurse, and I check again to which eyes we will cutting their eyes open. If you're cutting the eye wrong, then you make a big trouble, right? Maybe your career will be finished, right? No one want after you getting your OD degree, 5 years, hard working, getting so many examinations, you have to come into the lab next week in these coronavirus situations because you're writing the wrong prescription, left eyes, right eyes, you lost your license. No one want to do that, right? So this is extremely important and the number one rule. So please, before you learn how to writing this, think about this, all right? Never ever, just like Dr. Penn said, never ever mixed right eyes to your patient's left eyes. So in the prescription, normally, how do we write in the right eyes and the left eyes? So you can see about this prescription sheet. Actually, is make you just think about behind this sheet, there was a patient's face, right? Patient's face in this side, left side actually is right eyes. In the right side actually is the patient's left eyes, right? So that is how they design this prescription sheet. In the right eyes, we can write in right eyes. Of course, you can do that. Or you just write R-E, which first 2 letter capital. Left eyes is L-E. Or you can write in the writing. Right eyes means OD. OD. Left eyes is OS. OS. So when we're talking about OD and OS, that means OD is right eyes, OS is left eyes. And also, when you face your patients, you will always in your left side is patient's right eyes. In your right side is your patient's left eyes. So this line actually is the number one until after you practice, after you writing 100, 1,000 the prescriptions, this idea already barely in your muzzle, not in mind, barely in your muzzle. That means everything come to nature. You never ever make a mistake. All right. Okay. So second, this RX. RX is what the prescription you gave to your patients or the treatment. In our optometry school, that means the glass degree. As a doctor, we're using the treatment RX. That means what the kind of the treatment examination we give them, what the drug we give to them, what of the care we give to them. All right, and we also give the ray, X-ray, the drug, treatment, the surgery, everything. That is called RX. What kind of the treatment you give to them? Then we're going to this letter SPH. SPH actually is the summary red for the Cephero. Cephero. You can plus means hyperopia. You're giving the positive, the lens power to help them to correct it. Minus, most of our students will give to your 80 or 90% of your patients, which is the myopia treatment, right? For the treat of the myopia and the hyperopia, you're giving the minus or plus. So this is Cephero. Here, these two. And most of our students, our patients also have astigmatism. Astigmatism, they also have a plus and a minus, right? So, but they're using a very special, not a Cephero lens. They're using the cylinder lens. Cylinder lens, they use a CYL. CYL. You're giving the plus or the minus. Of course, as the astigmatism, you need to give them different meridians or the axis power. So here you need giving them which degree you can put your cylinder lens. Then you can corrections and help these patients astigmatism. So this is what that means. RX means treatment. SPH means sphere. CIL is the cylinder and axis. This is for treatment of the astigmatism. The left eyes have the same. Okay. The distance. And the distance here, we have the reading glasses. Distance, normally we give the two for the young patients, we're giving one glasses because if they don't have presbyopia, we do not need to give them the reading glasses. This is only you give the prescription after about 45 or 50 when they have a reading problem. They also need a reading glasses. So you need giving a reading. So if the patient is young, you don't need to write it. All right. For sometimes if you don't want to make a mistake, you just cross this line. So people can understand, oh, these patients do not need reading glasses. Okay. So another one is IPD. PD means pupil distance, pupil distance. I inter. So this one you need using a ruler, very special ruler to measure the focus point of two eyes. So you need giving this 1, 2, and 3. If needed, you're giving a reading glasses. So this three part combine a full picture of the prescription you are going to giving to your patients, right? So let's see is the real the prescription is look like. Here, for example, after you examine all your patients, you writing the prescriptions, you're giving the RX. RX is treatment. The first line plus and minus, which is minus means you're giving the minus power, which is the spheral lens to treat the myopia. Then, if the patients have astigmatism, you're giving the plus or minus cylinder lens, which is shown here is blue. If the patient has astigmatism, of course, you need to give in the excess, which is the purple. So this is three part. So ferro, cylinder, and excess. This is combined the prescription you are going to give to your patients. Okay. So sometimes we giving the checked eyes the power, Cephero, and sometimes they also have astigmatism. we giving the about the equipment or we giving the different length. We have the plus and minus, right? We have the plus and minus power. However, when you're using this, you're giving the glasses maker, they cannot making the suitable glasses, right? They want you making either O plus or O minus. So during this situation, how do we convert plus to minus, which is most of the time, you're making the cylinder and the spheral length power consistent. Therefore, under the current, the technicians, they can making the right glasses to our patients. So how do we change the plus to minus the cylinder? So first you need to do, you use the spheral power plus cylinder power. So where is the spheral power? Here is -3. Where is the cylinder power? Here is +100. Then you getting is -2. This is first step. Second step, you change the cylinder sign from plus to minus because this is our purpose. We want to change to plus to minus, right? So you change to +1 to -1. Then the third step is you change axis by 90 degrees. That means you can add 90 degrees to this patient's original axis. So 90 plus 90, that is 180. So what is the looks like? Looks like is here. First, you need about a spheral, you need to change to this one, spheral plus to this, right?